We are live via remote with the great Grover McCants. He is an actor. He is an author. He's a media professional. And I just found out from little birdie, he used to own a nightclub. Good morning, Grover. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, Ms. Davis. Fine. I'm honored to be here and so thankful that you thought enough of me to have me as a guest on your show. I'm in my kitchen today doing work, at the dining room table, actually. So I'm, right here for you.
Well, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. So let's get to it. This morning, we are talking about cooking. And you've written a cookbook. Tell us the name of your cookbook.
The name of my cookbook is Dick Brown's Cookbook for Everybody. That's what we're going to call it. Dick Brown is my alter ego and my name that was, affectionately given to me by Rick Mahorn when I worked for the Detroit Pistons. And that's a whole nother story, possibly a whole nother book.
I bet.
But what happened, I'm gonna tell this story and keep it short. But anyway, when we were first in the finals in 1998, I was a front office guy with the Bad Boys, with the Detroit Pistons. And we would go out to these different places around Los Angeles, and I kept having to explain that I was not a player. Now I'm 6'4", but still the guys are, towering over me. And then it got to be redundant everywhere we went. Well, who is this guy? Who is this guy? So finally, Rick Mahorn just said, "That's Dick Brown." He said, "What?" yeah, that's Dick Brown. Yeah, he's a player. Yeah. And then that name just stuck. And then forever more, if you check my Facebook, it says Dick Brown. And a lot of guys don't even know my real name. They just call me Dick Brown. And that sounds like a player, like a takeoff on Jim Brown or something like that. But it was a great time, and we were cheated that year. And then we came back and won 2 championships in a row.
Absolutely. I remember those were good times. That is a fantastic story.
Yep, so I wear my rings every day. I wear my rings.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, see, that's you've given me lots of stories. We got to have you come back on and tell that.
I'll tell you, that's a whole nother book. Heather and I will get to work on that soon.
Okay. So what inspired you to write the Dick Brown Cookbook for Everybody?
Well, this is how it started. As a young bachelor, pray on your name, but, all I knew how to do was broil a steak, and then this is way before microwaves, and then you just had the Baghdad vegetables that you would drop in there. Bird's eye, Green Giant. They'd be frozen, put the water on top of it, and that's the only thing I knew how to do. So fast forward, when I started having children, I had to feed those children. And being an entrepreneur, I always kind of made my own hours, and then running this Sting nightclub, and let's correct that, I was not the owner, I was the general manager. The owners are University of Michigan's great John Rouser, who has a Super Bowl ring of his own. With the Green Bay Packers, he played in the Ice Bowl, played for Michigan, Green Bay, Denver, Pittsburgh Steelers, all that. But he was the owner, and Esley Thomas, who owns Modern World Coatings on 8 Mile Road. Right now, you can go over there and buy paint from ET. If you want to stay out of that other support in Home Depot and buy black, go to Modern World Coatings on 8 Mile Road. Okay, now, I had to feed my children. So my wife worked a traditional job. I didn't go to work until like 4 o'clock. So it was my job to, get the kids up and get them going. So I just started, just taught myself how to make all these different things that the kids like. So fast forward, 3 years ago, my daughter, Jacqueline Victoria, says, "Daddy, you should make a book because your food is so good." So I just started trying things, things like spaghetti, all types of different types of fish. And then me being, a heart patient, I had a heart attack in 2006. That was another reason why I had to control my food consumption and make sure that it was heart smart, low cholesterol, and things like that. So I felt like I actually retired my wife from the kitchen. my wife has not been in the kitchen cooking in God, probably over 20 years, and we've been married 27. So, you know, other than the turkey, now she does a turkey better than I could ever do. So she's the turkey master when it comes to that. But me, everything else I do, the sides, the different types of vegetables, different combinations, you know, and I just been getting it done. And then I started taking pictures of my dishes. Next thing I knew, I had about 15 to 20 different things. I said, well, you know, I'm gonna make a book and put this together. So that's how it all started. And then Heather and I started working together on projects. And then when I realized she was a noted publisher and author and all this kind of thing, I said, well, Heather, you know, maybe you could help me with my book. And then the rest is history. So we should be rolling that thing out. Hopefully by the holidays, we'll have that thing, you know, ready to go on Amazon and stores. I think we got to do a few things with some of the photographs. I might have to bring in a real photographer, you know, and tighten up some of those things, or Photoshop what we have, and then we'll tighten it up, make it look more appealing. So that's pretty much where we are, and that's how I got into it. And see, these are things that anybody can make. And I say to the fellas, you know, hey, you guys want to get some points at home with the missus or the significant other, what have you, you go right ahead and, you know, get that Dick Brown cookbook, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Because a lot of it, I mean, for example, a shrimp stir fry, for example, you know, I could use the Baghdad Asian vegetables from Bird's Eye or something like that. What is great is the cauliflower rice that they have now. You know, it's low in sodium, you know, it's very high in protein, and it doesn't have all the starch, you know, that you get with your rice. So you put the cauliflower rice, mix the vegetables, you take your shrimp, line the pan with some olive oil, and then peel the shrimp or however you get it, frozen shrimp or fresh or whatever, put it in there, let it saute a little bit till it's right, and then dump it all together and then season it to your liking. That's all you have to do, and then you're on. You know, that's the Dick Brown shrimp stir fry. You might want to take some chicken breasts, chop up, saute them in with the shrimp, and you have a chicken and shrimp stir fry, or turkey, or whatever you prefer. So that's kind of what how I got started, and I kept experimenting until, you know, I got some pretty good things going on here.
Wow, that is exciting. So I want to go back to two things that you said. So anybody, this is a book because you are self-taught. So this means that anybody, even if all you know how to do is boil water, can use this cookbook and cook a meal.
Yes, you could. Yes, you very well could, yeah.
So my second question is, because you said your wife worked a traditional job and it was your duty to get the kids up and to get the kids going. Now, in modern day society, we have this new phenomenon that we like to say never happened before. I don't necessarily believe that. Men have been taking care of their children.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear that. You said never happened before? What?
People are saying things that never happened before.
Oh, never happened before, okay.
Right. They'll say it never happened before, that men never took care of their children. We know that that's not true, that women have been sick, have been unable to care for their children, or some men were always more progressive and were more hands-on than what was ever known. And so now we have this new phenomenon where we like to say, well, dads are staying at home and dads are cooking more and dads are taking care of their children. They're not just babysitting. Did you get any flack from men when you said, I retired?
Not at all. In fact, one of my greatest joys was not only taking my kids to school, but, you know, watching them play sports or participate in, you know, school activities and things like that. I mean, my son, he used to kind of get upset with me because he said, Dad, you're the only parent in the stands watching, you know, and I would watch him practice because I just love to watch my son play baseball, basketball, football, whatever it was, you know, and it was kind of embarrassing, you know. But then on the other hand, I mean, this is like a labor of love to me. But see, I'm constantly working. See, that's what people don't understand. See, when I'm at home, I operate like a 24/7 business. And some of the things that I do are just difficult to explain because in this age of technology, give you an example, like I buy airtime for, many clients on, the 247 Comcast, that kind of thing. In fact, I have a rep at Comcast, which is now known as Effective TV. I've never met this guy in person, and I've been working with him probably 15 years. Never met him in person because back in the day when I used to have to haul all the big beta tapes and the 3/4 tapes to the stations and do all that kind of thing. Now it's all the push of a button. I could send a commercial on my phone to a client. We have a studio where we have technicians that upload the commercials to the networks. It's a no touch. It's like long before COVID-19. I never get to see the people. So that's the thing. While I'm doing all that, I'm on my phone, making several things happen. So it's like I never really stopped working. And then when I got into acting again, when the film incentives were here, and I started simply going out on auditions, that's another issue that has crazy hours. Sometimes I got to get up and 5 a.m, go catch a flight to, like Atlanta, Chicago, or wherever, or get on the road. I will ride to Knoxville. I do a lot of work in Knoxville for Jupiter Entertainment for the various shows like Fatal Attraction, ATL Homicide, and things like that. And I'm on the road, so now that my kids are grown, I can do all those things, but before there was no, stigma about that. I mean, we were proud because the dads and I, we sit in the stands and watch these little guys go, so that was always something that I really cherished, look forward to.
I'm glad to hear that because I encourage my husband all the time when women give him flack. Your wife left you alone with the kids? And he's like, but I'm their father. And, people will look at me, you trust him? I'm like, he's my husband. I had children with him. Absolutely. Yes, he knows their social security number. He knows their pertinent medical information, and he knows where everything is. So
that's
yes,
how I am. I mean, I'm by trade. I mean, I'm the fixer. When anybody gets a cut or a scrape, I mean, I know that. I mean, my grandfather was a surgeon on my mother's side, so I guess that's, the doctoring is really already there, and so anything that goes wrong, I can fix it, and I kind of, take pride in doing that. A cut finger, a scraped knee, something like that. I mean, I know where that neosporin is. I know how to do bandages and wraps and all that kind of thing, And maybe I did miss my call in there. I'm almost at the end of my PhD journey. I am pursuing a PhD right now in performance psychology, but I probably should have gone into medicine. Sometimes I think maybe that's what I should have done.
That's okay. Congratulations on that.
I'm closing in on it. I'm probably about 4 or 5 classes away, from getting that done.
Excellent, excellent. Now I have to comment because you showed it to me. You have a full white beard, yes, and you have white hair. Is that yes, for a role that you're in now?
Yes.
And what role?
Yes, I'm playing Frederick Douglass, actually, in the Mark Twain Traveling Theater. And we have performances. I think I'm kind of on hiatus this week. We have some great Michigan actors involved in that. We have actors from New Jersey and California, and we've been doing this on Zoom. And I would definitely let you guys know the next performance that I have, where I will be working with the great Barton Bunn. I'm sure you're familiar with him. One of Michigan's greatest actors and the incomparable. One of the best actresses I've ever worked with, Erica Hoagman, who is out of Royal Oak, Michigan. And she is playing Mary Beecher Stowe, and Barton is playing Mark Twain himself. And we have different actors playing the same roles in a lot of instances. And in fact, we have another Frederick Douglass that's out now, Bill Bennett that's out of California, out of San Diego. And it's been going on all during the COVID-19. In fact, we started about a month ago.
Wow.
We got on that. And that was a way, since the theaters are all shut down, it was a way that we could still embrace our passion and, do that while we're waiting on ice. Because we have a lot of film projects that are on hold right now. I think we're getting green-lit toward the end of the month is what I'm hearing. I'm not sure about that. But, the film industry is trying to get back just like the NBA and the NFL and everyone else,
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're going to take a break. Stay with us. You are watching the Kim B. Davis Show, and we're talking to the great Grover McCants.
Oh, thank you. I'll pay you later, Miss Davis.
Welcome back to the Kim B. Davis Show. You are live, and we're talking to Grover McCants about his new cookbook, the Dick Brown Cookbook for Everybody. So, Dick, see, I did it, and I knew I wasn't supposed to.
That's fine. That's fine.
Grover, so what we were talking about, all of your acting experience, but what is your favorite recipe or meal to prepare? And is there a story behind that?
Well, I just did something yesterday that I really love. And see, certain things I have not mastered yet. I'm going to get to them, but I have not mastered them yet. And one of them is like mac and cheese. I don't know how to make that yet. So I'm going to tell you, when I need mac and cheese on the menu, I'll run by, Pat over at Beans and Cornbread or somewhere like that and get my mac and cheese, but it's coming. But what I think is a great dish that I'm very proud of, and I made some yesterday, is cabbage with smoked turkey, onions, and baby carrots in them.
Ah.
And I just made that yesterday to go along with some cornmeal battered whitefish that I think is a cleaner fish. It's lighter. It's, just has a light feel to it. And put that meal together. And then I go in the can with them glory red beans and rice. You ain't do nothing. You just open up the can, drop them in there. And see, these are things that I believe, especially men and many busy women, don't understand. There's some good stuff out there that all you got to do is open it up, drop it in the pan, heat it, or put it in the microwave, pop it, and you got a damn good meal, excuse my language. But, that's what I think gets missed here. Everybody doesn't have to be, Wolfgang Puck or somebody like that, throwing the little salt over the thing and over your shoulder and all that, or Rachel Ray and people like that. I mean, if I can do this, I want to inspire everybody. They should be able to eat well and eat good and eat to their liking what they like to eat. But, my breakfast come up with this Dick Brown's fruit punch. Now, this is simple as can be, fresh fruit and apple cider. All you do, you take a banana, take a cup of blueberries, you take about 4 or 5 strawberries, and then you fill it up with apple cider. Not apple juice, apple cider. And then if you want to put in watermelon and cantaloupe, it's fine. And you put it in the blender, mix it up, and boom, there it is. Dick Brown.
That sounds good.
That's all you need. You eat that every morning. I mean, that's great antioxidants. It's the nutritional value is up through the roof, all fresh ingredients. That's why I said no apple juice, because you don't want any natural sugar really in there. And with the apple cider, or you can use milk if you prefer. If you want to make it into like a smoothie shake type drink. But it comes out every time. It gives me everything I need to get going in the morning, especially in the summer. Especially in the summer months when it's hot, because I think it's going up to 90 today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So everybody try and stay cool. So that's exciting. So I want to go back quickly. So you were the general manager for the Sting Club. When
Nightclub,
people,
yeah.
so when people go out, because I watch a lot of the cooking shows for the different nightclubs and bars.
Yeah,
And
we had the
why?
wings. If you
Yeah.
remember, the Sting wings, Chef Rob, those were to die for. People would come from all over. I remember people driving from Toledo and Flint and Lansing to get those wings.
So what's the secret?
Well, Chef Rob would kill you. He never knew. All I remember is seeing him dip them in batter, in egg batter. That's what I remember. But he would never let you see how he made them, you know? And he would have them in a big paper bag, like a grocery bag, and he'd shake them up and drop them. And I mean, they'd be lined up all night. I mean, he would probably go through, oh man, he'd probably go through a couple, 2,000, 3,000 wings a night in there.
I bet.
Oh yeah. If you remember, I don't know if you may be too young to remember that.
I'm a little bit under that age.
Okay.
But there are similar
I know Heather's
restaurants.
too young to remember.
Yes, but there are similar restaurants where the wings are everything and everybody wants to have a wing. So I understand that.
Well, I got some mean ones. The Dick Brown wings are out of sight. Oh,
now, do you do a special recipe for those?
Yes, in fact, I do. I use a couple of different ones, you know. But you got to buy the book to see all that. I'm not going to give away too much.
Thank you very much.
Buy the book, and we'll hopefully be ready to roll by November. We'll have it ready for Black Friday.
Okay, excellent.
That's our goal.
All right. Now, you mentioned a few minutes ago about Glory red beans and rice. And I know about that. Though that is something
in the can,
easy.
yeah, in the little can, yeah.
In the can, it's easy and quick. Now, typically when people cook or write cookbooks, they always say everything has to be fresh. So you believe that there are things that you can pick up in the grocery store or the store that can be easy to use and make meals easy and quick to prepare.
Yes, because I'm not trying to send you to a culinary arts school. You know, I mean, what you can do fresh is fine. But if you're a busy working individual, male or female, you may not have time to do all that. And you may need the convenience of being able just to pop something right in the microwave or open up a can and do something and still make it right like you like it. That's what I think.
Excellent.
Gotta have fresh, get fresh. But if you don't have time, then, you know, do what you can do. You know, it's like Chuck Brown says, sometimes you gotta get what you got till you get what you need, y'all. You know.
That's right. That's right.
That's my thing. You know, because see, if I can't go out and, you know, harvest some rice and, you know, pick the beans off the stalk and all that kind of thing, you know, peel, you know, hey, come on now. Sometimes you just got to get it like get, you know.
Right. So you talked earlier and you said that you had a heart attack?
Yes, I did. Back in 2006, yeah.
I am glad to see that you are doing well today.
I was doing what I'm doing right now. I was the co-host of the old sports talk show with Quentin King on Comcast and TV 20. And I just felt like somebody was pushing me or something. It didn't hurt. Because I always thought a heart attack felt like a stabbing in the chest. I think of Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son or something like that. But this was just like weight, like I was carrying Shaq in my arms or something. Just felt like I was carrying a heavy load, and it kept getting worse and worse. And then finally one thing, wife said, come on, let's go. Got home, rushed me to the hospital, and the rest, you know, boom, they saved my life over Beaumont. Yeah.
Well, praise God. I'm glad that she was able to do that.
Yeah, she saved my life. Yes, she did.
That's the blessing of a wife. What did you change? Did you change anything in your diet?
Well, you know what I did? The thing that precipitated the heart attack, I stopped smoking cold turkey. I had been smoking all these years, and then when it went up to $5 a pack, I just said, no, I'm not paying $5 a pack. So I just stopped cold turkey, and that was on a Friday, and then that Monday is when I had the heart attack because I didn't have any nicotine gum or cessation or anything to keep my nicotine up, and it rose my blood pressure to a dangerous level, and then pop goes the weasel, you know.
Wow. Wow.
And I didn't tell anybody. That's another thing. I didn't tell anybody until years later. I probably didn't start even telling people about 10 years after that. Because I figured people might not hire me. They might not want to do business with my company. You know, there's a stigma attached to that. Okay. Because, you know, normally once you have a heart attack, you may be 10 years, you know, if that, you know. And, you know, so I just kept it to myself. I didn't, you know. Now you see on Facebook, you see people, I mean, you know, if they have a stump of toe or something, you know, they're all in the bed on Facebook, you know, like pity people, you know, that want you to, you know, boom, boom, boom. And rightfully so. Some people need that, you know, but I kind of kept it under the radar and just did not disclose that I had that. Just my immediate friends and family knew about that. And I'm just, like you say, thank God that I'm here to speak about it. And when people describe things to me, I can kind of recognize symptoms, you know, that could possibly be that. And then I don't want to call myself a hypochondriac, but I mean, if my butt itches, I'm going to emergency. You know, I mean, I'm in the thing, you know, especially with this COVID out here. If my butt itches, I'm going to scratch it and I'm going to call 911, you know, put it that way. I'm not playing around out here. Got too much to do.
That's right. That's right. That's a good thing. So what would you advise specifically for women, or for their husbands, should I say, to adopt into their lifestyle to maintain their health via cooking?
Well, I mean, you have to put down the junk, you know, and you have to eat things in moderation. And even I know like ribs and things like that, pork chops, smothered steak, you know, good soul food. You got to try to make it as healthy as possible. You know, cut down on the sugar, the salt. You know, take salt out. You know, you can use Miss Dash. You can use garlic, pepper, different type of things like that. They got salt-free seasonings that you can get, and that's what you have to do. You have to, you know, cut your diet from, you know, cut all the BS from your diet, to put it bluntly. And you just can't have it. You know, I mean, like potato chips, you know, snack food, all that kind of thing, you know, the sugar juices and things like that. You just don't need that, you know. If you're going to drink milk, go to fat-free or something like that, you know. If not, you know, use almond milk, you know, goat's milk, whatever, you know. But for the most part, I think if you just, you know, eat everything, eat junk in moderation, you know, that's what I would say.
Okay. What if you're a pop drinker?
I would say I do drink Diet Pepsi with certain things. Like if I have a pizza once every, 3 months maybe, I might have a pizza. And if I do, it's a vegetarian or something like that. I would say cut down the intake. Cut it down and try to cut it out. You know, just drink water, you know, and drink real fruit stuff.
Okay. Thank you for that. Grover, what is the greatest thing that has come out of this cooking experience for you in putting this book together? I know you have a story.
I think we're going to see yet. We haven't sold one yet, so we'll see about that. But, you know, I just think the ability to share something with others, you know, to help other people, you know, because, see, I might give you a recipe, and you say, well, wait a minute. Why don't I put some of this or that in there? Maybe I'll do it this way. Maybe you can build on what I've done, make it better, and then come back and show me something, you know. Because we never stop learning. That's the thing. I mean, educational is perpetual, you know what I mean? So you just never stop learning, and I learn new things every day, you know.
Excellent. I have learned
to be able to share with others,
things.
I think is the best thing.
That's right. That's right. I have learned so many new things from you today. Thank you for being on our show. Our time is going. Grover, tell us where we can find you, how we can find out about the book when you launch it.
Okay,
your films.
Heather and I will set up press conferences and that kind of thing, and you know, media advisories and that kind of thing when the time comes. And we're looking at toward mid to late November, around Thanksgiving time, somewhere in there. And you can get me. I'm on IMDb. IMDb.me, Grover McCants. You can see all my film and television work there. I'm on Facebook, Grover McCants Actor. Please like that page, share it, it'll show you a little bit, some of my trailers and some of my film work. In fact, Heather and I have a couple of projects that are on the horizon coming out, hopefully by the end of the year. Heather, can you talk about that? Is Heather able to speak on that, or?
She's gonna share information on that when we
Yeah.
the
It's called Solomon, and we call Hastings Street. The Swan Sings on Hastings, one of her projects as executive producer, director, and what have you. And Grover McCants Actor on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm at Grover McCants 1. All lowercase Grover McCants 1. So you can reach out to me or whatever, and like I said, just keep on doing what you're doing, and do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. And I tell anybody, just go for it, just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. It'll get done.
Thank you, Grover, for being a fantastic guest on our show today.
Okay.
We hope that you will come back on again and share some more information, especially when your cookbook launches.
Yeah.
Great.
We will.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Kimberly, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here.
Okay. Take care.
You too. You have been watching the Kim B. Davis Show. Please stay tuned for the next episode. And remember to stay home, stay safe, use your voice. It is your greatest weapon. And remember, be magnificent.